back in the 90s. Come on, come on, come on, prove me wrong. Tuck your friendship bracelet back in your shell suit sleeve. Come on back in time with me. Half it again, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. Ramos has woken up rather early, but we've got our battery-powered lamp, so we can relax here and read our book for a little bit. Don't even need to leave the comfort of the bedroom. Yeah, we don't need to worry about draining the generator's gas supply. And we do have plenty of batteries. We've been pretty good at disassembling electronics. And radios and torches and things that all have batteries in them. Gonna cook off some of our stale food. Our fish that we caught. Get our rotten stuff put away in the composter. Yeah, we've got to cook it up before we can put it into salads. Yeah, we'll use as much of it as we can. Gets boring if you use the same ingredient over and over. So you do have to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, we'll try and use as much of the fish as we can. We do have a lot of food to try and prioritize. We can only do our best. His farming is going very well. So we're not going to run short of food. Got a pretty good stream of fresh food coming in. Could return to fishing as we're so close to the river. Yeah, can see that's going to be a requirement. 11 o'clock, exercise time. We'll let him have a ciggy first. I'm sure that'll definitely help him do his exercises. Prime him. His poor lungs. I've got another opportunity to try and use up some of this fish. Yeah, you've got to try and get through it before it goes rotten. Got cabbage that's going stale as well. Yeah, it's a problem if it all starts to turn at the same time and you're overwhelmed with the amount of food you got going on. Yeah, I definitely think we've got more than enough to keep us going. Keep on foraging. It's another skill that we're getting pretty far on in. Also practical. Get these tree branches and rags and chip stones, make axes. They're practical tools as well as being weapons that we can use against the undead. Grasshopper gets us another level up. Work our way back over to the trailer park. We're just going through and getting all the non-perishable food, any media and anything we may have left behind. Get these places ticked off the map, so we can say that we've fully explored them. The good old telly that we forgot to turn on that one time. Missed some precious carpentry XP. Yeah, it's not much use to us now. Get it disassembled for a little bit of XP. And the electronics bits and bobs that you get from disassembly. Yeah, you can use them to make noisemakers and things to distract the zombies and lead them away, so you can make a maneuver quickly in to loot a building or sneak around the back. Yeah, we missed a couple of TVs. Presumed it was just the one. Yeah, you think you've gone through things, but if you come back for a second look, it's easy to find things that you've missed the first time. So yeah, when you start the game, get yourself safe. Don't worry about looting absolutely everything. If you're going to survive long enough, you can always come back for it. You've got to prioritise the perishable food and getting weapons to keep yourself alive. Materials to try and fortify whatever location you've decided to base up in. You survived long enough to be able to have a second go of things. Be neat and tidy. Make sure that we've got absolutely everything. Get our van filled up again. Head back home with our precious loot. Have a smoke and read a bit more of the book. Yeah, hopefully that's our foraging going to be up to a level where we need another book. Making nice progress with that. Not sure if you get any cooking XP for preparing salads. Certainly get it for cooking the fish. Yeah, I'm not sure whether salad prep does count. Butchering the small animals and things that you catch in the traps, that gives you a little bit of XP, I know that. Reads his book through until bedtime. Thankfully it hasn't got soggy from sitting out in the rain. Must be fairly light. It's easier to judge it by your condition rather than the graphics of the rain itself. Bar's looking good. Light's always on in the bar. Can't do much about that. That's great. You can chill out in bed, have a smoke, burn the whole place down. Yeah, that's much better. That's what we want. Sleeping 10 till 6. It's ideal. We can get back on the fish salads. Nom nom. Use some of the mayonnaise before it goes rotten. It's just on the tipping point. Said it was stale and we tried to add it to the salad and it was like, nope. At least it stops us from using rotten stuff. He doesn't have the strongest stomachs from his traits, so he can't be getting food poisoning. Might take him out entirely. So yeah, just stale ingredients that we'll try and shush up. So he finishes his book just after 9. He's pretty bored. To read a newspaper. And he goes outside anyway. Do some more foraging. Must be needing another level for the book. Yeah, all the stuff at the foraging points all respawns. I think it's once a day. You get the more interesting items, you're getting more XP. Found a wild onion. Yes, very useful. If we were short of food, we'd be so happy to see that. Yeah, we get a decent amount of XP from it. You can hear the zombies trying to get in about. This is the offices for the motel, I believe. I'm trying to clear out the places on the map that we haven't fully investigated. And the hotel certainly is one of them. High risk. There's a lot of doors to open. There could be zombies hiding behind. A little reward. We've got lots of lights to disassemble, but we don't need the XP from disassembling the beds. We don't need the metalworking for disassembling the bathroom. This is a double light, very interesting. One light placed over the top of another. So yeah, it's just mainly lamps. We have a book, presumably a Bible, in the bedside drawer, but other than that, there's not much in the rooms that's much use to us. Yeah, if you come here earlier to grind out carpentry or metalworking, decent amount of stuff in the rooms. At this stage, when we're just looking for electronics, disassembling wall lights, yeah, it's hardly worth the risk of popping open all the doors, potentially getting a nasty zombie surprise. But we're doing it. Make sure that we check out every room. And just being cautious. Pushing on the doors. Seeing if we get a response. An occupant trying to push back. Yeah, there's only TVs in a couple of the rooms. Would be better, obviously, if there was a TV in every room. Be more worth the risk for the electronics XP. As I say, we want to take it off our map. Didn't know for many runs that you could disassemble these wall lights. Didn't think about them at all. Discovered it one day by accident, just when clicking. Sort of misclicked onto the lamp and I'm like, whoa, wow, fantastic. Yeah, every little helps when it comes to electronics XP. Checking out these cars. This one looks as though it could go. Yeah, as long as they've got gas, that's the main thing. If they look like they're in a decent condition, they probably are. Not always, but usually. Do you see vehicles that look perfect, but they just won't start? And they've got gas, they're just like, apparently... And sometimes when you look under the hood and things are all green, and you think, why is this not starting? And it just won't start for love nor money. Certainly there's some sort of randomness to it. Maybe with higher mechanical skill. Be more reliable at hotwiring the vehicles and getting them to work. Get our exercising done. Gaining weight. The fish is quite fatty. We're putting it in salads, but yes, that's not stopping it. Piling on the calories. We're doing our exercises, but it's not necessarily... It's balancing out all the salads that we're having. Get some more tailoring done. Make sure that we're all patched up. As we level up, we really want to sort of repatch things. Make sure that we're using clothes with patches on them when we're going out. Got a helmet. Hopefully not going to get too sweaty. It's under 20 Celsius, so shouldn't get too hot. From having a little bit more protection. So far so good. Even with being hotter in the car. Still not sweating. Firing the gun. Hopefully we've taken enough shells with this. Yeah, once you start a gun battle, to make sure you've got the ammunition to finish it. Even if you switch back to melee weapons, firing off a shotgun is really like ringing the church bells. You can attract them from pretty far away. Chance to use up some of our weapons. Spears and things to use. Taking the beta blockers reduces their panic. When you fire the shotgun, even you panic a little bit. So if you're going out for a shotgun battle, that's what the beta blockers are for. Of aiming should make us more accurate. Yeah, ideally you want to wait until several of them are lit up before you start firing. Economical with your shells. A shell on just one zombie is bad when you can potentially take down 3, 4, or 5 of them. If you're hitting multiple, you usually are doing less damage. Might take a couple of shots to take a couple of them down. Certainly is satisfying when you're knocking down 3 or 4 at a time.
cleared out the immediate area. Certainly was plenty. Now we can scavenge our way through the bodies. Anything that we want to take. Usual stuff. Mint condition military boots or denim or leather. Can tear up poorer condition leather and denim. If we become overloaded, we can just peel the clothing off the bodies and just leave it on the ground and come back for it. And even once the bodies are totally decayed, the clothes will be left behind for us. So yeah, we'll load up the car with all these goodies. Still got more area to cover. Plenty more zombies to creep in. Even from outside the area that we want to cover. The more zombies that we kill off, the more vacant the area is. The zombies will want to migrate in to balance things out. Still got plenty more adventuring to go. We've still got the country club to take on. Be towards the end. Never successfully explored there. Perished there a couple of times. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Easier for it to take out these sort of little rural areas, little hamlets with a couple of houses. Got another ambulance here. Might be worth trying to take the whole ambulance. It's got a key in it. Very tempting. Making it real easy for us. Yeah, we've still got stuff in our car. It's a fairly long way back to base. So the chances of being able to tow the car, pretty small. Yeah, with the Sunday driver, as soon as you hit grass, you really slow down to nothing. Got no power to be towing anything anywhere. It's really hard just to get a tiny little vehicle to move. Yeah, we'll just clear things out of the way. We'll come back to the ambulance. Not get distracted with vehicles. It's really more important that we get the vehicles out the road if we can. Yeah, we don't want to come whizzing around here and crash into a vehicle that we could have moved. You really need to take a lot of shells out with you. If you're taking a gun out with you, make sure you've got plenty of ammunition for it. Because yeah, somewhat obviously you will draw quite a lot of attention. There are these meta events where sometimes you can hear screaming or gunfire. Sounds like it's off in the distance. But if there were zombies around you, you'd be distracted by that and drawn off in that direction. Same as like house alarms and vehicle alarms and things like that. You can move them around. believe it's in the sandbox options. You can say if the zombies themselves trigger alarms. It's good if the zombies could distract themselves and trigger house alarms by climbing through the windows. That would really randomize things. Get a level of spear. Yeah, we're making progress. Spend too many days reading books or working on your base or whatever. It's good to get a day of going out and just mashing zombies. Yeah, leaving your car running is good for reliability, but the engine noise does attract them. Got a level of reloading. In theory, you could load and unload your gun repeatedly on a rainy day to up your reloading skill. Certainly more boring than the tailoring, spamming. But that is something you could do. Obviously the aiming is the more important skill. Being able to reload really quickly is no good if you're missing every shot. Yeah, the shotgun's good because you can highlight multiple zombies at the same time. Obviously the pistols and things, you're not going to be able to do that. It's just going to be shooting at one zombie at once. Yeah, we've done pretty well. We can work our way back home once we get a little bit further down this road. Yeah, there's a dozen or so houses that we've still got to check out while we're around here. The sound is getting all distorted. I think it's from just using the shotgun. Power and the loudness of the shotgun blasts. And capturing for hours at a time. Yeah, the sound gets a little bit squelchy. It's just the sheer awesomeness of blowing away a whole bunch of zombies with a shotgun. Yeah, a little produce stall. It's only good for the first week or so of the game before all the food would be rotten. And how you would get here in that time, I'm not sure. But there is like a survivor trailer. So yeah, it is worth coming. Get some free planks. Don't need to take them with us, but need to take them off to get in. Nah, only 3 inside. You get a whole bunch of awesome stuff. Alright, some spears to replace our broken one. Yeah, the spears do break easily. It's good because you've got a lot of reach with them. You can be a little bit further away. Keep the zombies at arm's length, as it were. Makes you feel a little bit safer. Yeah, certainly a nice little haul. It's getting late. Having to get on the gummy vitamins. You would think having to battle the undead and getting your adrenaline going would stave off the tiredness, but not so much. A little bit of panic can reduce your tiredness momentarily, but as time goes on and you've killed hundreds and then thousands of zombies, you don't panic as much as you once did. Neither you nor your character. Panic is momentary. You don't want to lose it entirely. Sometimes just out the corner of your eye you'll see the little panic moodle, and you'll know that there's a zombie creeping up on you before you hear it or see it. Saved me a couple of times. Plenty of our stuff is going stale. Yeah, we're struggling to manage to get through all this stuff. We're hungry, but our weight's going up, and oh no, it's very hard to manage. Just like real life, managing your weight isn't just as easy as everything. Not as simple as just have a salad all the time, you'll be fine. Yes, even that doesn't work. He's doing exercise, he's eating salad. He's doing some work during the day as well, you know. Hopefully with all that fighting the undead, he'll be work enough to get his weight going the right way again. Gonna do a quadruple day episode again. He's up early. He's a blob. He's overweight. He's up on 87. But he's so close to tailoring the next level where he's going to need the book. I can get him something to do. The next book to read. Potentially the next skill to finish. Get him reading until it's exercise time. Have a ciggy after the exercise, that's a much better idea. He falls off the roof, fantastic. But thankfully he doesn't have a heap of stuff. Yeah, putting on the backpack and everything before falling off the roof definitely helps reduce the weight on his poor leggies. Yeah, falling off the roof and breaking your leg, then panicking and trying to stumble your way into a little medical room to make a splint because you haven't even thought about it. You don't have anything ready for broken bones. Panicking, limping, bleeding, and perishing before you can do anything about it. Yeah, it's a humiliating way to go when you designed the base yourself. That's one of the worst ways to go. It's only, as I say, if you're overloaded. Or if you fall 2 floors, you know. If you don't taper the base in a big sort of pyramid shape. To make sure that you're only falling 1 floor when you fall off a roof. That's what took me out. I was falling 2 floors. I was making the floors of the base just straight, one on top of another. I somehow fell off the roof, fell 2 floors, and broken leg, shock, blood loss, death. Yeah, every death is a lesson. Yeah, I won't go out that way ever again. Just makes you a little bit more cautious, a little bit more knowledgeable. Love the closing the windows, though it's going to shut off the alarm, just the hope. Like, I'm very sorry, I didn't do anything. I'll just close the window and be on my way. Yeah, it doesn't work. I try it many times. We don't really need the shotgun to draw them all in. House alarm will do it. I'm sure it's about the same thing. Same power of attraction, same radius. We've got some media to loot. Televisions to disassemble. Non-perishable food to take. Yeah, as I say, plenty of these little rural locations with just a few houses for us to get through. Another level of axe, that'll help us. Water bottle's empty, you'll have to remember to fill that up next time we get in a house. Do like the nightstick. Not as good as the crowbar, you know, but it's good. Yeah, old habits die hard in terms of what you're taking. Could have 50 crowbars back at home and still see a mint condition crowbar and be like, you know what, I better take it just in case. Not destroyed a single crowbar in your playthrough, but still like, yeah, but wow, what happens if? Yeah, better just take the crowbar just in case. Yeah, even just the noise of using the axe instead of drawing some from nearby. Yeah, pretty good hearing, the undead. Watch to you're looting. Don't lack in when you're looting. Okay, you don't want to waste your shells. Just firing at one zombie at a time. Walk around for a bit and sort of ball them up. And be efficient with your shells. We do have plenty of shells, but we don't want to use them all up. It's the best way of training our aiming. Most efficient with our shells. Once we've got a higher aiming level, we can start using some of the other guns. We won't be missing every shot. Yeah, you definitely want to start with the shotgun. You want to have at least 50 shells before you fire off a single shot. Yeah, you can saw it off. I think that makes it more powerful, but it gives you a shorter range. Or it gives you a better spread, but less powered, or, you know, different options. Get different accessories for the different weapons and everything, but not having much gun knowledge doesn't interest me that much. So I'm more of a melee weapon kind of guy. You're better to be slow and steady and methodical in this game, rather than just going in loud and firing off guns and going in Rambo style. Taking everything head on. You're much better trying to use a little bit of stealth. Try and make the fights one-on-one, rather than alerting 10 or 20 zombies at a time of your presence. We're certainly getting through the crafted weapons, but we'll get there. So we can do more foraging, get materials to make more. As our skills in the weapons improve, and we'll be doing more damage with the weapon. The spears, you can attach different things to them, like hunting knives and things. Make it a little bit more deadly. And if one part of it breaks, you know, if the spear breaks, you can always detach the knife or whatever you've got attached to the end of it, and still continue to use it. Quite interesting. I've seen many things attached to spears over time. It's not something I usually do myself, but you see things picking them up in the wild. A survivor is attached a pair of scissors to the end of a spear, stuck it through a zombie, then you come across that zombie and think it's something interesting that's sticking out of them. And it kind of is interesting, but it's not very powerful and it breaks in one swap. The spears are pretty good, that they've got a sort of slashing motion, but they've also got like a one-hit kill. If there's only one zombie and you're not going to get crept up on. Much like using the knives. You can just do a one-stab kill. Yeah, the spears can do that too. I think having a higher level of carpentry gives them better condition when you're making them in the first place. I believe so. Yeah, a fun weapon. But have a backup, because it probably won't last long. Make several spears if you want to be a spear main. Get your spear level up. You should take about 10 of them with you. Buildings in the fog of war. With just more little farmhouses, but we'll get through them. No cupboard shall remain unlooted. No TV shall remain undisassembled. I want to get all these goodies. All this electronics XP while we still need it. Cigarettes, yeah, we'll take them. Always need more lighters and matches and cigarettes. Would be good if we get the last few pieces of media that we're missing. VHSs of shows and things. I've done pretty well clearing out all these things. Like I say, there's plenty more rural areas in every direction before we get to the country club. Almost left a school bag behind, can't be doing that. On our way back up the road, find a couple of zombies. Thought about letting them off, but no. Yeah, they weren't even close to the base. Could have let them wander another day. He's having none of it. He's keeping that zombie count high. Yeah, the more of them you bump off, the less there are to threaten you. It's survival after all. Can't feel bad about liberating the undead. We're giving them peace. Siggy and a VHS before bedtime. Trying to watch my way through all of them. Saving them in case you need that boredom reduction. Can't just watch all the fun VHS and then have nothing else to last you. Have to rely on the boring newspapers and magazines and stuff. Gotta save it for a special treat, you know. Day done. Feels more productive. Getting things ticked off the map. Getting more zombies bumped off. We'll balance that with making progress on the base. Keeping up with our reading. Take a break for his exercising. Exercising out in the rain. Who knows? Is it sweat? Is it the rain? Either way, we'll get him towelled off. He's moister than an oyster. Some of that lovely rat meat that we've caught in our mouse traps. Gotta get that prepared, as it's now going stale. Pick up another lightning fast rodent meat salad. Ooh, making it sound exciting. Don't think about the rats. Think about the other stuff that's in it. Yeah, you can't put down a row of mouse traps and then complain that you've got rodent meat. That's the apocalypse for you. So he manages to finish his book by about 5:30. He's still going to be overweight, but he's hungry again. We've got stale food that needs eating. I'd rather we use up the food and don't waste it. Don't worry too much about his weight. Even though he's going to be slower in battle, don't think that affects his shotgun skills. Yeah, it might make him slower at melee combat. I doubt it has much effect on his shotgun abilities. Yeah, we'll focus on trying to eat the food as and when he gets hungry. Not be too precious about his weight. A lovely ciggy after dinner. The best time for a ciggy. No vapes back in the day. Once you were on the ciggies, you were on the ciggies. Since I gave up ciggies, I've been pretty good. Haven't wanted to have one at all. But if somebody took my vape away from me, I think I might explode. So it's not really cured me of nicotine addiction, I would say. Or just a sideways step. I think you can get a mod that you can grow tobacco. You can get tobacco seeds in amongst the other seeds when you find them on zombies and in farmhouses and things. You could find tobacco seeds and grow your own tobacco plants. You still need lighters and matches and things. I think you can get a mod for that you don't need a lighter, that you can use the car's lighter and like your cooker and things like that. So you could use both of those things together in the long term. If you had a limited area and you couldn't keep getting ciggies, you wanted to satisfy the smoker trait. Yeah, try to keep these crops in line with where the windows are. Lined up so the sunshine's always going to get them. Not that I think it actually makes that much difference. Yeah, we've got some plants that are failed that we can remove, along with some tufts of grass and things. Garden needs tidying up. We've also got crops that are needing harvesting. Yeah, we're certainly doing well with our farming. That's just heaps more crops that are all going to go stale at the same time. At least waiting until they're seed bearing, we've got seeds to replenish. You're just supposed to stagger it and maybe plant one every day or something, so that they're all ready on different times. You don't overload yourself. But yeah, we don't worry about that. Just harvesting a whole bunch of them at the same time and replanting a whole bunch of them at the same time. Yeah, good for the XP, good for the seeds to be replenished. Not so good for the food storage. Got loads of materials to make more axes. As I say, good for weapons. Good for chopping down trees. Multifunctional. So this has gone out to the west of town. Look at the little rural areas there. Again, little hamlets, farmhouses, outhouses, barns, that sort of thing. Again, more fun adventures, more opportunities for getting more good loot, clearing out more zombies. Getting more electronics XP, being able to tick them off our map. Getting the vitamins, stay sharp. Being careful, trying not to get jumped by 7 zombies piling out of a room. Make sure you switch back to your proper weapon after disassembling electronics. Making some progress. Good having sheds as well for these sort of farm buildings, sheds and garages. Find some interesting stuff there as well. Yeah, we'll take everything. It's vaguely useful, or potentially vaguely useful. It's better to have it and not need it. I'm pretty sure we're still on track to get everywhere explored. In our 100 days. Just got to be slow and steady. Stay alive. shark. Meat cleaver, thank you. Yeah, stay frosty. Take the vitamins with us, so if we get tired when we're out on an adventure, prop ourselves up for battle. We need to fight our way out of a situation. Just being prepared, having lots of storage, lots of the right supplies with you. Some firearm stuff here. Cabinet. This is pretty far from home. I'll have to think about turning back pretty soon. All winding country roads, back through the dark. It's a bit of a recipe for disaster. Nice little set of farmhouses here. Got a little fire pit and everything. Yeah, quite a nice little side area. Plenty of storage and everything if you want to live there. We'll call it a day. We'll come back next time and pick up where we left off from. Till then, do take it easy. I'll see you all in the next one.